See how quickly we get our own agenda? It's fascinating. Yeah? So your job is, as a team, while connected to the stick at all times, to lower the stick to the floor. Okay? Easy enough. Good luck. Which one are you? Which one? Okay, here we go, team. Oh, you are in competition, of course.
It's not low.
No, you're starting at chest high. You're not. Okay, you're not touching. Start again. 1, 2, 3, tap. You're tapping.
Down 1. I think it's you that needs to be. It feels like we're not going down. Maybe it's heavier.
You want to start? Middle me first. Just
Finger on the top, please.
Everyone needs to start.
1, 2, 3, drop.
Now your fingers can start again.
What's my hand is the place that's What's his hand? Ready? 3, 2, 1.
From your knees, go. What's your name?
Why are you stopping it moving?
Everyone hold your hands.
Compared to this end, so that's just
Okay, just pause a second.
You're right, that's the
So, quiz question. Why is the stick going up, not down? That's the question.
Because everybody's trying to support and still make sure they touch.
Because you've all got your own agenda. Hang on, one second. What's your agenda? What's your individual agenda? Keep your finger on it. And the only way you can do that is when you push up. And this is what we do. We push up to make sure our finger's on it instead of allowing it to sit on our finger. And then, as we've had demonstrated here by Sam, you need to take a risk and you need to show leadership, like Sam did. So you need to, he's well on it. You need to follow what he's doing and trust that you can do it. Okay? So someone needs to show some leadership to do it. Because we've got to be out of here in less than 2 minutes.
I'm going to say it's Matt and Jess that need to be in control. You guys talk. You guys talk to your
Alright. So the two sides need to control. There's two sides control, yeah? It's too light.
We need to somehow get closer.
Yeah, two sides controlling, the others only touch. Two sides
Right down, closer.
We stay on here.
Right up close.
The two sides, good. Whoever feels it's somebody's going up.
Who's going up? I'm sorry, I've got to stop you. Oh no! You could do it. Lovely. Only because of time. And but serious, it is just an analogy for how we are in life. All busy catching on. Let's summarise, and then I'll let you go home. Or can we go home? I'm going home. You're going to carry on working. So, quick summary.
We have about 15 minutes.
Now you tell me. We'll do 6 afterwards. So, to increase collaboration, that's right, that's what we were here to think about, wasn't it? What we need to do is, you need to invest in the relationship. Yeah, that's the starting point. Whether you are collaborating with one person or more than one person, it's all about relationships. Collaborations sit within a relationship. Yeah? You don't begin to collaborate until you have established relationship. It starts with relationship. Then, you need to ensure that deficiency needs are met. Yeah, which will what?
Physiological.
Thank you.
Safety.
Thank you.
Love, belonging. Esteem.
Beautiful, lovely, glad you remembered that. So can I have an example of what physiological need is?
Food.
You know, I mean, it's the one we seem to be preoccupied with more than anything else in our world, where we've got more food than we need, and hence. An example of safety needs?
House. Car. Job.
Lovely. And a love and belonging need.
Partner. Next gen.
That's the one. Brilliant. And esteem?
Self-worth. And value.
And so when you're collaborating with somebody, whose job is it? So you've got 2 parts, part A and B. Whose job is it to ensure that A's needs are met?
Well,
I am B.
It's not the right answer. But recognise if either A's needs or B's needs are not met, collaboration is harder. I'm not saying it's impossible, much harder. Are you okay? We'll make sure she's there. Yeah. So I must go back, sorry, I wanted to deal with a couple of that in a minute. One last thing about deficiency needs. Self-esteem, yeah, the 4th one. If anybody ever feels like they're stupid, or they don't know enough, or they're wrong, we just go into space, don't we, yeah? We can't collaborate when we go into that kind of space. So it's really important that people don't get triggered into thinking that. And if it is one of our limiting beliefs that we've had since childhood, which most of us have, by the way, because our stupid education system, don't get me started. So you need to be really sensitive of other people's potential limiting beliefs and deficiency needs.
I have a question. With the system 1 versus system 2, I think system 1, like the reason that I sometimes struggle in a group, and I tend to just like spurt out my own ideas as opposed to like collaborating, which most people, if they've ever worked with me, would know. But I think that a lot of system 1 is like self-deprivation, like you're just trying to like protect yourself a little bit. So how would you say it's easiest to move into system 2? Because obviously, in order to not protect yourself, you have to trust, which is obviously in that separate bit. So how would you? How is it easiest to make that transition and open up that trust, which is in that different part of your brain?
Good question. So, I had a decision to make when I was planning the workshop. Do I focus on the things that detract from collaboration, or do I look at the things that enhance collaboration? And I decided to pick detract for 2 reasons. Number 1, that there's no point in enhancing things if at the same time you're detracting. So you need to know what detracts first, and at least then you'll get to a medium level of collaboration and cut them out. I run workshops on the enhancing thing, but I can't do it in an hour. It's just because you've been working the way your brain's been working for what, a couple of decades? For me, even more. And it takes a long time to change a habit and the way that you think. And it can be done, but I can't do it in an hour. I'm not a miracle worker. So then I say, as you're right, engage system 2 of all the parties. So how do you do that? Well, you have to ensure that you're open, that you're trusting, that you're collaborative, that you're in that space ready to do that. How you do that I've got ways of doing that. I haven't got time. I'm sorry. Please don't expect instant results. It's not going to happen just because you feel collaborative. The other person's got all their ways of working and they're just still doing it the same way they've always done it. Yes, you have to work hard. And the way I recommend is you do a lot of affirming. So you affirm the position. You're trusting, then you're open, and then you're collaborating, and then you build a little. Then you affirm again, then you build a little more. You affirm again, you build a little more. It's little steps up and up and up to get where you want to go. And finally, you need to prioritize your state so that you can maximize the influence you have on others. That way, you have the best chance of getting more collaboration in your life and practice with each other. Create a support group. Saying, I need to collaborate, can we work on this? Practicing it. Okay, before we start, can we please collaborate? If you want the slides, I'm more than happy to share slides. Yeah, okay. Just tell me how to do that and I'll do it later. That's my finish. There's my contact details, should anyone want it. And to say thank you very much. I wish you well in your challenges with collaborating. It's not easy, but I tell you what, if you make it your point of difference, that's a competitive advantage, isn't it?
Thank you. Not sure if you're willing to take maybe a couple of quick questions or that don't necessitate another hour of speech, but would anybody have a question based on what you heard today, or maybe would you have, I don't know, a list of 5 quick fixes or 5 things?
It's not a quick
fix. It's not
but
a quick
well, to me, what a beautiful example of System 1. System 1 says, give it to me quickly. I want to know one tiny little thing. Whenever I go into companies and I say, well, I'd like to, and they say, yeah, we need you to help us to communicate better, to collaborate better, and can you do it in an hour? No, that's the problem. The problem that you want it done in an hour is a problem. That's the problem.
I mean, maybe just as one thought, I could very much relate to the System 1 and System 2, and maybe just to share an experience I had. Maybe about 10 years ago, a lot of people were telling me that I don't collaborate enough because I always try to push my agenda forward. And I always found it as a fine line between assuming leadership and still building on other people's idea. So just as a thing to share, because a lot of people were telling me that I don't collaborate enough, I started listening more, and I started training myself in a way that I would start building on other people's ideas as opposed to necessarily putting mine forward. So maybe so often you can take on ideas from other people and develop them and help develop them as opposed to necessarily putting your own forward, which kind of worked. I want to believe that I have changed the past 10 years. And now obviously I'm more of a team worker as opposed to necessarily trying to become a leader. Yeah. Just as a thing to share. Cool. Quick fix. Storytelling. 10 years. Story to 10 years.
I think as a one-liner going, listen more, if you want 2 words, that'll help. Yeah, definitely.
Right. Well, Nick, thank you very much for coming.
Pleasure. Lovely to meet
Hope
you.
you enjoyed. Let us know if you have any other ideas or any comments to today's session. Any suggestions to Nick, we can pass them on. And thank you for coming. Yeah.
Do you want me to leave some sticks so you can practice at lunch?
Remarkable. We're so close. There was a point.
It was. You work. If we'd have had more time, you'd have done it. For sure.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good work. Good work.
You should, your self-esteem, your document. It must have been that.
Thank you so much. I really
Pleasure.
enjoyed
Lovely
it.
to meet you.
Very,
Good.
made me realise a lot. That I need to work on.
The YouTube channel or your website?
Only use it.
Will you record this session?
Well, we'll see how good it was.
If it is like, would we be able to have a copy copy, so you can put on the intranet. There's some people that didn't turn up. That'd be quite nice.